What's going on, everybody? Back here with some more SCP goodness. We're checking out the Exploring Foundation, the Exploring series, exploring the SCP Foundation. SCP is 17, or SCP-173, the sculpture. Everyone's friend, Peanut, or as he's been referred to. We're checking him out here today. I know a lot of people have been interested in me checking this out, so we're jumping into it here. We're heading in. So, again, this is the Exploring series, exploring the SCP Foundation, SCP-173, the sculpture. So, as always, links will be down below to the original video without my commentary and reaction, and to the Exploring series channel. Do me a favor, go over there and click links, check out his videos, give this video a like if you enjoy it, and give the man some love. He makes a lot of great YouTube content. If you would like to, there's a join button down below. As you can see, we're doing this live for my YouTube members, so if you would like to come in and join the discussions that we have before, during, and after these YouTube videos, you can click the link down below, the join button, and see if any of the YouTube membership benefits have any kind of interest to you. But yeah, we're just gonna jump right on into it here. So, boop, boop.
SCP-173, the sculpture. Being the first of a kind is rarely synonymous with being the best. The Wright brothers' plane is not generally considered the best plane.
True.
And Round Hay Garden scene doesn't make many best film lists. But being the original always deserves some form of recognition. And for the SCP universe, that recognition goes to SCP-173. While it's unlikely a large percentage of SCP fans consider it their favorite, it retains far and away the highest rating of any article on the site, and will likely hold that honor for a long time. 173 is a simple article, and it alone wouldn't warrant much of a summary, but I'll also go into some of the more interesting tales that have sprung up based on the original. In mid-2007, the paranormal board of the 4chan website was filled with various stories and pictures made to creep people out. Many of these followed a classic formula of creepy
Who is this 4chan?
build-up ending with a jump scare or something similar. The original text of SCP-173 was posted here during this time, along with an image of a sculpture made by artist Izumi Kato. The original post has been lost to time, but it was posted numerous times afterwards, and its popularity began to grow.
Alright, let me just read through this here real quick. Special containment procedures. Item SCP-173 is to be kept locked and contained at all times when personnel must enter. SCP-173 container no fewer than 3 may enter at any time, and the door is to be relocked behind them at all times. 2 persons must be looking at SCP-173 until all persons have vacated and relocked the container. Actually, I think I've read through this somewhere before. I think I've actually, physically read through this article. I remember this initial thing. Description: moved to Site 19, 1983. Little known about the item number. SCP-173's origins. It is constructed from concrete and rebar and was once painted with Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and malevolent. If given the chance, it will kill anyone within its line of sight. Its weakness, however, is that it does not move while being watched. Despite this paralysis, it is still highly dangerous, able to cover at least 2 meters in the literal blink of an eye. It typically kills by either snapping the victim's neck from behind or grabbing the victim's throat and strangling them. Whatever animates SCP-173 does not give it much force with which to break things. As seen above, a large room with unbarred windows is fully capable of containing it. Its grip, however, is unbreakable. When it is not moving, the statue is as hard and strong as concrete. Interesting. While left alone in its room, one can hear a stone-on-stone scraping from within it that is believed to be the sound of the SCP-173 moving about. Reddish brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Disgusting. We don't know nor wish to find out where it comes from or how it arrives, but SCP-173's container was slowly filled with these substances. In order to ensure that bacterial growth within does not begin to damage the building it is contained within, and to maintain some level of sanitation, the enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, I mean, this seems to have kind of one of those parallels to the weeping statues from Doctor Who, I think. And from, I don't know, if it, I don't know if it originally, or, you know, came in from D&D or Doctor Who or where like some of these things came from, but it seems to kind of be along those lines of, you know, some kind of statues where, you know, as long as you're looking at them, they are a statue, but as soon as you look away, they can become animated, you know, and attack you, kind of a situation. So interesting. Anyway, let's continue.
People were intrigued by the unique format, the clinical tone, and the idea that this strange entity was apparently only one of at least 172 other strange entities.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think the Weeping Angels and Doctor Who were the first one that did it. I think maybe D&D kind of picked that up and added to it later or something like that. Or, yeah, but I think you're right. But we could both be wrong.
Contained by some...
I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know.
At least 172 other strange entities contained by some organization. Other SCP posts began popping up, and eventually, the concept was moved off of 4chan. The rest is history. SCP-173 is an anomalous statue constructed from concrete and rebar, with traces of spray paint on its body and face. While not being observed, 173 is extremely hostile and will quickly move to the nearest creature, killing it by strangulation or snapping its neck. When no one is inside its containment chamber, reports of a stone scraping sound are heard, and there is also a continual buildup of feces and blood in the chamber that must be cleaned bi-weekly. During the cleaning, at least 3 D-Class are sent in, with 2 of them keeping constant watch on 173, alerting one another if they need to blink.
So I wonder, like, does that also work like through cameras? You know what I mean? Like, if they have cameras in its containment chamber and someone is watching it through cameras, does it then know like someone's watching it, so it's, you know, stationary, you know, it turns to its statue form? Or is it because no one's actually like physically watching it, is it still able to move around, kind of a situation, you know?
So that's it. That's SCP-173. By today's standards, 173 would likely never make it onto the site, at least not for very long. But in 2007, it was enough to spark interest and create a new universe. The limited description does work in its favor to cause a reader to ask a number of questions. Who made the statue and why?
True.
What is the stone scraping sound? Where do the feces and blood come from? And why?
I wonder if it's a failed like Doctor Who Entertainment thing or something that, you know, a prototype of something like that, you know? It sounds kind of like a Entertainment thing, some kind of statue that it would make or whatever, and it, you know, they put it out somewhere, and I don't know. It just feels like Doctor Who Entertainment, you know, I don't know. Or D-Class clean out the room. They do physical observation. Okay.
Why does the Foundation insist on cleaning it up? To potentially get some answers to these questions, we can look at a few tales that authors have written about 173. None of these are technically canon, so feel free to accept any of them, or none of them, as your own headcanon. The tale Anniversary shows 173's creator, an invisible artist that easily breaks into 173's containment chamber. This artist created a number of anomalous statues, such as a statue that, when looked upon, can't be looked away from. This individual considers 173 to be his favorite, however, a perfect piece of art that represents the human condition, endlessly demanding of attention, savagely violent when ignored, producing nothing but waste. They had given 173 the simple instructions of not moving when observed, and killing when not observed, but it was potentially capable of a lot more. While in the chamber, the artist spoke and touched the statue, which displayed traces of sentience, and before leaving, told it that just this one time, when personnel came to clean its chamber, it was allowed to do as it wished, if even one of them looked away. The statue details a number of emails, primarily from a junior researcher newly assigned to SCP-173. The researcher is a little confused about his job of watching a camera feed of 173 when D-Class go in to clean its chamber. He wonders why there aren't automated cleaning systems in place,
Right?
and why they haven't utilized better means of watching 173, such as an AI. A higher-ranking doctor insists that 173 has been exhaustively tested upon, and there's little else to try at this point. Automated cleaning systems get rapidly blocked with a buildup of feces and blood,
Disgusting.
almost as if 173 could direct this runoff where it wished, and potentially uses the substance purposefully to draw prey in. The doctor also mentions how this mixture somehow gets into any recorded media of 173, as well as the housing of any artificial intelligence used to watch it.
Interesting. So somehow that like blood and feces substance can get into anything that has been like recording it. Cameras, videotapes, any kind of computer AI system that's been watching it. It can like somehow translocate its blood and feces to it to like break it and disrupt it, almost as like some kind of defense mechanism. Weird.
The junior researcher later emails the site director, Jack Bright, asking if he can implement a system of remote-controlled drones with cameras on top that stream footage to containment staff. Bright approves, but tells him not to get overconfident, as they've tried a lot of clever ideas on 173 in the past. Sure enough, the test goes wrong, as the substance causes two of the cameras to lose sight of 173 for a moment, along with the third operator blinking at the same moment, allowing 173 to destroy all three drones.
Rip.
They attempt the test again, but the same thing occurs, along with the lock to the chamber failing, causing the death of a janitor. Bright tells the researcher not to feel too bad about it, and to keep thinking about another containment procedure. A few years later, he emails Bright again, asking if he can change the chamber to include a series of grates, so that the substance will simply slide through them, requiring no cleaning. Bright once again approves, but they learn that 173 can apparently change the composition of the substance, causing it to melt through the floor,
Nice.
a foot of concrete, and 7 feet of soil before killing
Jesus.
12 people.
What the fuck?
The researcher asks to be allowed to terminate it, but Bright denies it, saying they clearly still can learn from 173, and he takes the researcher off of the project. Finally, Bright emails one of the O5s, confirming their fears that the only way for safe containment of 173 is to continue sending D-Class in to clean its chamber every week, because for whatever reason, 173 demands human attention. Revised Entry, the highest rated
That's like a
tale
terrifying
about
picture right there.
173, begins with the same text found in the regular 173 documentation, but then describes an incident when two D-Class who are cleaning 173's chamber seem to be looking at two different instances of 173.
Uh-oh.
One of them sneezes, and they are both killed. Somehow, 173 managed to multiply, and so each is given their own containment chamber,
What?
with standard protocols put in place for both. Sometime later, both multiply again, leaving 4 copies of SCP-173.
Yeah, I feel like that's when you
So
kind
its
of have to
object
start putting
class
it
was
down.
changed to Keter. Some more time passes, and 173 continues to multiply, now numbering at least 61. Multiple 173 entities work together to break containment, and it's believed that they possess some sort of hive mind, growing more intelligent as their number grows. The Foundation ships the 173 entities they still have off to the moon, but a number of them escaped and continued to multiply, quickly causing...
So they have a moon base now. SCP has a base on the moon for things. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like if something like this were to just start multiplying randomly and kept breaking containment, I feel like you got to put it down at that point, right? You know what I mean? Like,
causing hundreds of thousands of deaths across North America in the span of 48 hours. The veil of secrecy is broken as the incident becomes international news, and thousands of 173 entities work together to rip open and destroy multiple Foundation facilities.
yikes.
150 of them join up and rip apart SCP-682.
Oh,
North
shit.
America becomes completely...
They actually killed 682, huh? And they're able to travel to the edge of the observable universe in the Architect video on moon bases. Isn't that great? True. That's true. That's true. Stored in the shed up at the moon, they'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. But the fact that they were able to kill 682, that's pretty big as well.
Covered in 173 entities, leaving only estimates of a couple hundred people still living in the country. And so the O5 Council decides to commence a nuclear bombardment of the entire landmass. North and South America are renamed to Containment Zone X1.
Nice.
And all Foundation efforts are redirected to monitoring the oceans to see if any 173 entities attempt to leave the zone.
So North America and South America now are just land masses made to contain these entities. Yikes. The other destroyer where it scares the absolute crap out of 682. I mean, it sounds pretty terrifying, honestly.
Sometime after, an instance of 173 is sighted in Wales, forcing the Foundation to quickly nuke it, leaving no survivors. SCP-173 is the original, and because of that, it certainly deserves the respect of any SCP fan, but it's also managed to garner quite a bit of popularity outside of that fact, and continues to draw new people into the SCP universe. SCP-173 is the main focus of the Containment Breach video game, which has brought a lot of fans.
I was gonna say at the end of this, like, I'm sure there's plenty of little horror video games that have a basis of this, where like you look at it, it doesn't move, you turn away, it does, etc., etc. So that, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
73 is the main focus of the Containment Breach video game, which has brought a lot of fans to the community, and new artworks, figurines, and other pieces of fandom are continually created based on 173. While the SCP universe and community have changed quite a bit in the last 11 years, we can always look back to where we started, with the original.
I twist, they die. Neck make sound, not words, or scream, or gurgle. Neck go crunch. Crunch is beautiful sound. Crunch means end has come. Crunch means man can torment no more. Crunch means others panic. Others become easy. Crunch begins and crunch ends. I live for crunch. That's kind of a yikers. That's kind of a yikers. Damn it, TES being to it. Yeah, 62 is good. Measuring for power levels in the SP. I mean, yeah. You would think though that like, okay, so like, you would think that while you're observing it and it just turns into concrete, you could still like shatter it, right? Like it's not invincible, or am I mistaken in that end? Like, concrete's strong, but you can still take a sledgehammer to it and break it into pieces, right? Yeah, 682, you know shit serious? For real. For real. Like, yeah. If that man, if 682 is freaked out by something, you know shit ain't right. But yeah, I was gonna say, I if there hasn't been already, I could definitely see like horror games based off of this SCP, like easily. And I mean, like you said, I think the original idea kind of came from Doctor Who, but I know there's also stuff like this in D&D and some other things. So, you know, not necessarily a super original idea, but it doesn't have to be an original idea for someone to like take it and put their own twist on it and make it interesting. I assume they call him Peanut just because of the way he looks. Like he's got like this kind of Mr. Peanut, you know, looking head and persona to him. You know what I mean? A Foundation. Yeah, I mean, I know the Foundation to destroy anomalies, but if you're getting to a point where it's multiplying and killing people and you're not able to contain it, there, you know, there comes a point where you gotta have like That's got to be the contingency, right? You know what I mean? Table 173 starts to multiply as only one story. Most agree that is just a spooky sculpture in a cell that needs to have its poop cleaned twice a week. As far as things go, not too terrible. Right. I hear you. I hear you. But that's what I'm saying though, is like if it gets to a point where like something like that were to start multiplying and breaching containment, that inevitability would have to be taking place, you know? So yeah, it's because you're shaped like a peanut. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. So I mean, he just wants to hug people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he just wants to hug people, and their necks just happen to break every time he hugs someone, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at him, he just can't hug you because he's too shy. That's just, you know, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, so yeah, that was the exploring series, SCP-173, the sculpture. So as always, links below down in the description to the original video and channel without my commentary and reaction. So if you do me a favor, if you enjoyed watching this video with me, go click the links down below in the description and you know, give the video a like. Check out the exploring series channel, see if he's got anything else there which you'd like to check out. Maybe give him a sub, some support if you would like to. As you can see, we're doing this reaction live from our YouTube members. There's a join button down below this video. You can click that, see if any of the YouTube membership tiers, if any of those tiers have any kind of benefits you'd be interested in, if you want to take your support to the next level. If not, that's totally fine. I just appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and watching the video. If you did enjoy it, consider leaving a like and a sub. I would appreciate it. It helps me and helps the channel grow. And I just hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So thank you guys for coming in, checking it out, and I hope you guys have a good one. See you on the next